Hey you guys, Loyal Logic come at you with another video. What I'd like to talk about today is the YouTube Rewind. I mean, it was utter trash. And I really wanted to think this year, I really did, you guys, I really wanted to think this year they were going to go above and beyond and listen to the criticism they've had in years past, because they understand they can't get rid of certain people and that people are going to make mistakes and they kind of have to move on. But they didn't. People that they didn't feature, like PewDiePie with his current rivalry with T-Series, I don't understand how they don't feature him. That's been a big thing going on since September, I believe, and it's huge. Mr. Beast wasn't featured. I don't get that. Dr. Disrespect. You know, they featured Ninja, which was weird to me because Ninja doesn't do as much content on YouTube as Dr. Disrespect does, but he was featured. Makes no sense to me. I mean, this was completely PC garbage, political correctness at its finest. Now, I'm okay with a little bit touchy-feely and stuff, but it felt push. You know, I was really down for their message of diversity, but it was forced. It wasn't genuine. And that's the problem with YouTube right now. It's not genuine. They're not working for us creators. They're working for themselves. I'd rather them take the money and reinvest it into the features that they've supposedly been working on, like the live streaming stuff. How YouTube doesn't have a live streaming service type of deal like Twitch where you can search and refine it is ridiculous to me. The only thing they've done for live streaming on YouTube in the last recent year is on trending. Now you can see the trending live. But otherwise, you would have to go and search for a live stream. And it's hard sometimes. So if you're someone like me that enjoys watching a live stream here and there, some good commentary, it's hard to find those sometimes. So you end up watching the same thing over and over, and it gets old. You know, this was just a complete travesty and just really shows you that they don't know what they're doing over there. I mean, to not have Jake Paul and Logan Paul is ridiculous. You don't have to like them, folks, but the fact is they are huge creators. You don't have to like them, but you have to kind of give them their due. They're big creators. Like it or not, they should have been on the YouTube Rewind. And the fact that they weren't is ridiculous to me. I mean, another person who I thought, you know, should have been on there is a channel that's an up-and-comer, Think Media. Now, you go look it up, folks. Think Media is a fantastic channel, but this was their year this year. And to not have them on there was ridiculous. You know, the Wilderness channel wasn't on there. There was a lot of channels. I don't know if it was budgeting or what, but there was no memes. There was nothing, folks. The memes that they had were like Fortnite and kitty stuff. This felt like the YouTube Rewind Kids Edition. That's what it felt like. I had people like Gabby from the Gabby Show. All respect her, but she shouldn't have been on there. She hasn't been getting views, and the most views she gets are for her videos, her music videos, and they're not that good. Nothing against her, they're not that good. So I don't know what she's doing on there other than to shill. And you know, and then here's the thing, folks. This really shocked me. They were talking about mental health, and then they had the balls to have Elle Mills there, who Elle Mills was one of the pushers and the starters of this big movement for better health. And that's disgusting to me that YouTube totally ignored it, didn't care, and they almost put it in there to slap people like myself and Memology and Warski and all the people that came forward against that scam. It's an insult. They should have known better. BetterHelp was a scam, folks. 100%. If you think that was a legitimate service, you have a problem. Go look into it. That's why they've been falling, and they're pushing advertising everywhere. I mean, you hardly cannot find their advertising on any website. They're desperate, folks. You know, it's on complete damage control, just like YouTube is right now with the Rewind. I mean, they probably thought in their head after it was done shot, oh man, this is a hit. Nobody thought it was a hit. Nobody thought it was a hit. I mean, you have people like Jordy coming out and, you know, is saying, well, what is this? I mean, you know, it's utter crap. And here's the thing, to not feature PewDiePie it is ridiculous. I have to say that because he is one of those creators that's been on here grinding. He has been loyal to the platform. He could have gone to Twitch and ran a stream there and been very successful and got 100,000 views consistently doing whatever. He chose to stay here. And the fact that they slapped him in the face again, like they did last year and many years prior, it is an insult. It's an insult. There's a lot of people that came up this year that should have got their due. And it's not that they should have been featured, it's that they had to be featured because YouTube is in trouble right now. YouTube is not turning a big enough profit to keep the wheels turning. The spokes are falling off, folks. So they need to do something. You can't keep pushing this PC censorship garbage and not expect backlash. Things like BitChute are going to be coming up quicker and quicker. BitChute's just one platform. There will be someone in the future that's going to put down serious money to start a platform. And then that's when YouTube, it's going to be too late. You know, so the fact is that platforms like Streamy, BitChute, yeah, they're going to have trouble. They're going to be censored. They might even be taken offline. But one day the wolf will come knocking and YouTube can't hide anymore. It happened. It's just like Steam right now with Fortnite. And they're saying they're going to do another store because Steam had the monopoly for so long, folks. They've had the monopoly. And now Fortnite, with the money, they're reinvesting. And that's what YouTube should have been doing. They weren't making a lot of money, but the money they did make, especially even from the Google side, they should have been taking some of the profits and reinvesting and making the platform bigger. They could have took back shares from Twitch that they lost. But it's ridiculous. When you have things like YouTube Rewind not featuring Braving Wilderness, I mean, what the hell? I mean, that's a completely child-friendly channel. Mr. Beast is completely friendly. I don't understand how you don't have him on there. I mean, it's a complete attack on the meme culture, too, which is ridiculous. I mean, there's so many people that are even normies that enjoy a good meme every now and then. Hell, my dad even enjoys a good meme now and then. It's ridiculous, folks. But they think they can censor and silence people like that. I mean, it's ridiculous. This was not bad because of what they had featured as a content, you know, the K-pop and all that. It was bad because of who they didn't have on there, folks. That's why. It's a slap in the face. It shows, it pretty much what it does, folks, is it shows the people that are up and coming like myself that if we get to a big enough position, YouTube's not going to give a shit. Unless we go with the PC culture and being squeaky clean and not doing anything, you know, bad. I mean, which you can't control, folks. Bad things happen. You're going to say things. You're going to do things. It's natural. So for them to, you know, not involve people, again, I go back to PewDiePie. They should have. You know, if they involved PewDiePie, that would have showed everybody, wow, YouTube is really stepping it up. And they're willing to put the sock in their mouth, eat it, and just go with the flow. Because that's what they need to do. Because it's only a matter of time before the wolf comes knocking, folks. And I don't know what they're doing over there. I don't know. I don't even understand how Lily Singh sits there when the top 10 came out. She like tweeted, oh, it's telling and we're going back to ancient times. There's no women on there. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? The algorithm and AdSense doesn't care if you're a woman or a guy. But yet, YouTube chose to have her on the rewind. Why, folks? Because they fit the politics. This is why. This is why people are getting censored on YouTube. This is why people are getting less AdSense, even though they get the same views as another person. Politics. You look at that, folks. They said we need to feature drag queens. Now, I have nothing against drag queens, but what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Okay? Because you take some like drag queens that are less than 0.1% of the entire fucking country. Less than that of the world. And you're saying we have to feature them on the YouTube Rewind? Are you fucking crazy? I mean, this is ridiculous, folks. And this is the type of shit they shove down kids' throats. And you wonder why kids get depressed and they sit at home all day. Because they're so scared to go out and be themselves because they know the world will not accept them. Because if you're not gay, if you're not a drag queen, if you're not left-leaning, if you're not a liberal, whatever fits their politics, you will be casted aside. I mean, that's why they're saying Generation Z right now is the most conservative generation in decades. Because the generation coming up is sick and tired of this shit. They see it for what it is. People are trying to get these kids back. They're trying to get them back to the left, but they're not having any of it. They just want to zone out, play video games, meme, talk shit online, and have a good time, go to school. They don't give a fuck about this PC garbage like the millennials do. I mean, I'm ashamed to be called a millennial. I'm ashamed of it. Because a majority of the millennials I know have no fucking idea what is going on, including the people on this YouTube Rewind. Now, I will say there were some good people on there. Not 100% of the people were bad. But the people that were invited that were good, they probably watched it and were like, Jesus, this is shit. But you know what? At least I was on it. And that's the way they see it. But it's they probably got to the set and they're like, oh man, I wonder who's going to be featured. And, you know, this is going to be great. And then they watch and they're like, what the fuck was this shit? This had nobody I even know. I mean, how you don't have someone like FaZe Banks on there makes no fucking sense to me. Or FaZe. FaZe has been killing it lately. It's ridiculous. You just had FaZe Rug, I believe, past 10 million subscribers, folks. And how the fuck was he not featured? That's huge, folks. FaZe Banks is probably one of the most influential people on the platform. Yet, he was not invited to this, folks. Why? Why was Team 10 not invited? Now you can say, oh, Team 10's dead. There's still people on there that have big channels, folks. You don't have to like it. I'm not saying I like it, but it's reality. When you have people that are successful, you have to put the politics aside because it's a rewind for the year. You know, KSI, Deji, they could have even reacted like a Rocky scene. You know, KSI, Deji, Jake Paul, and Jake Paul, they could have Logan and all that. It's ridiculous. I'm babbling because it just makes no sense to me. Yet these people make millions upon millions, billions of dollars off our backs. And now, here's the thing, folks. It's going to keep happening. It's only going to get worse. But I have to talk about this stuff because if I'm not talking about it, I feel like I'm doing a disservice. It's just a reality, folks, and it's sad because it doesn't have to be this way. I'm not saying, free speech absolutist, you can say whatever you want. But when someone makes jokes, and because they made a joke that you don't agree with, you don't involve them, it's ridiculous, folks. I mean, I don't understand why they didn't involve Dr. Disrespect. That's a puzzling one. Because he's killing it on YouTube. Go look at his channel. He's killing it with views. And he's doing great. He's making great content. You know, people like Jumper, No Jumper. You know, I don't get it. He's doing great on the platform. Why wasn't he invited? People like Ice Poseidon, you don't have to like him, folks. He pulls in 10, 15, 20, 25, 30,000 views consistently. I mean, the guy's doing great content all the time. They're in Hawaii right now. I mean, he's putting money in their pocket. I mean, not to have the CX network on there, like all like chilling and bobbing their heads and stuff. Why? Why not? It makes no sense. But yet, you'll have these fucking people sitting there. And again, nothing against diversity and all that good stuff. That I'm with you. I'll shake your hand and I'm with you on it. But don't shove it down my throat. Because when you're shoving it down people's throats, what you're doing is you're telling them you're a bigot and listen up. And guess what, folks? You'll have a hard time walking out the door and finding a bigot. Don't believe me? Go find one. Go find a legitimate bigot out there that's preaching the high heavens hate speech on the streets. You won't, folks. You won't. But YouTube will make it seem like that's the world. And these creators make it seem like the world. They're fucking talking about drag queens. Who are you talking to? Who? You ain't talking to me? I have nothing against drag queens, but dude, I'm not watching it. I don't know anybody that I'm subscribed to or even got recommended that was talking about drag queens in a positive light. Most of the time, they're making fun of them because they're pushing them down our throats. That's the truth, folks. I know many conservatives, and most of them don't care, but they will tell you they care when it's pushed down their throats, because that means that you're a bigot if they're pushing down your throats. It's ridiculous. The one when they were talking about diversity, you could say like the woman that says, "Oh, we made great styles for the Asian stuff." Cool, I'm down for that. Yeah, Asians were represented really well in media this year. Good. But I don't feel like you have to mention that. Just show the fucking Asian creators. That's it. You don't have to say it. Again, because that shows that you bigots are watching and you have to say it. That's like, hey, we won, folks. We won. Trump might have got elected, but we won in the end. And it's like, what do you do? Who are you telling this to? Because you're not telling it to me. Because that's great. I'm very proud of my Asian Americans that have succeeded in the media industry. Good for you. Move the fuck on. I don't care. It's not important enough to me in a YouTube rewind. This is fucking YouTube. This isn't geopolitics. This isn't fucking Psych 101. This isn't fucking a powwow, folks. This is business. This is a business. People work hard on their YouTubes. And for you to slap these people in the face, Google, is an insult. It is. And I don't know what the hell you guys were thinking doing this. It's ridiculous. There's so many people, like I said, the Think Media guy, I don't understand how he even said when I asked him in the chat, he said, I didn't even think about that. Why? Because that's what kind of hope they've given these people. Nothing. If Google even recognizes them other than their plaques, they'd be shocked. And that's pretty fucking sad when you have 670,000 subscribers. He's making content to help content creators. And he won't even get a feature. I don't get it. There was one guy too. I forget the guy's name. Oh man, Kavos talked about it, but he was featured like in the back. They didn't even show him. So they flew him halfway across the globe and he didn't even get featured. They cut out his scene. And he even tweeted at him like, what the hell? I flew halfway across the globe for this shit? And so you're not even treating the creators you invited there. And also, here's the thing. I'm going to go back to it. What the fuck was Ninja doing there? What was he doing, folks? He's a Twitch member. So you're just pushing people towards fucking Twitch? Because you go to his YouTube, you find videos of his fucking Twitch and his replays. So all you're doing is if people see the replays and they like it, where do they have to go, folks? Twitch. This is how fucking stupid Google is. They don't even realize that Ninja's not a YouTuber. He uses the platform. You go, oh, well, come on, Logic. You're talking about Dr. Disrespect. Yeah, because go watch his content. It is actually YouTube content. If you don't believe me, go watch it. Yeah, it does have highlights, but he does a great job of making it feel like it's a YouTube channel. And you might go, Logic, you're being biased? Maybe. But I'm being honest, folks. There's a huge difference between the channels. If these people were actually YouTubers, then yeah, I wouldn't care as much. Good, you stream on YouTube. But there's other people like Bewitching. YouTube. She's a great Fortnite streamer. She streams other games sometimes. But I've watched her streams a couple times, even though I don't play games. Again, I enjoy live streams. Why wasn't she featured? She gets a good amount of viewers on YouTube Live. She's killing it. She's consistently online. She's very interactive with her chat. So what the fuck, YouTube? What the fuck? And I'm sorry, folks. I'm very mad and I'm cussing. But the fact is this really, really pisses me off. Because it shows guys like Memeology, who I called it when he was like at 15,000, that this guy's going to be up and comer. And that when he gets to a big point, he can look forward to nothing. Nothing. He'll never be featured. He'll never be contacted in a positive light. He'll have to claw, scratch for everything. And especially like, let's say he gets struck down or something like that. He's going to have to fight it. When if they kept in contact with these up-and-comers and put a little effort in, the community would be better. People wouldn't have this attitude towards YouTube and Google right now. They'd be very positive about the future. I've almost given up on the features they promised us because YouTube's just saying shit just so they don't get backlash. I do believe, folks, there's going to come a time like I said earlier, where YouTube is going to be challenged in a real light, and YouTube's going to go, we're done. And they're going to take over. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be 5 years, 10 years, but I do think 15, 20 years down the line, there's going to be a competitor because look how they're treating people. I don't know what to say, folks, but this was a horrible YouTube rewind. It just shows you what they're looking for. It's not just family friendly. I'm tired of people saying that. It has to do with politics. Because here's the thing, folks. Drag queens aren't family friendly. I don't give a fuck who you talk to. You would have to be an ultra liberal on the left to go, yeah, drag queens are family friendly. So stop saying they're going for family shit, because it's not the truth. It's politics. And if you don't see that, you're blind. You're as blind as Google is to how people feel about what's going on. But then again, is Google really blind? No. They know what's going on. They just don't care, because to us, or to them, we're bigots, folks. They don't care about anybody out there outside their bubble. And they're going to keep doing this to us until one day the platform comes, the wolf comes knocking, because it always does, folks. Loyal Logic, talk to you soon.